Hey guys, welcome back to the MONSTERBASS YouTube channel. This is Noelle Roth here. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Noelle Roth. But let's not talk about me, let's talk about MONSTERBASS, okay? The Regional Pro Series box for February came in and it is a killer box. It is all Z-Man products. So Z-Man MONSTERBASS takeover up in here. So we're gonna talk about two of the baits. We have bladed football jigs, otherwise known as ChatterBaits. We got a football jig and a weedless bladed jig, and they are awesome. So we have the CFL bladed football jig in PB&J, and we have the cross-eyes bladed jig in Firecraw. Now, not only are these two baits absolutely fantastic to fish all year, but personally, I really like to fish them in a pre-spawn, spawn, a little post-spawn, and then fall when those bass are starting to come up onto the banks. But really, as if you guys know, you can fish them all year round. They're fantastic baits to throw. So, great box for coming into spring, especially with that pre-spawn coming up. Can't wait. Here in New England, it is snowing still, so this box has really got me excited for this warmer weather. But we've got these two amazing colors here. We got ones that look more like the craw colors, and we got one that looks more like a bluegill color. If you can't see on the bladed football jig here, there is a little bit of a purple hue to kind of represent that bluegill in the skirt. But let's talk about as those lily pads and grass are starting to grow now coming into the spawn. This weedless cross-eyes chatterbait is fantastic. But not only that, so is the razor shad. This is also in Firecraw. So we can throw this right on here like you would normally throw your trailer on. This has got a little bit of a joint, so you got even more finagling going through the water, more action the bass can see and feel. But when we're kind of coming into those lily pads, all that brush, the timber, I've learned that I like to take this and put it flat so that the flattest part is right on the bottom here. Because what happens is that this will roll over. The hook will flip over with a more rounded trailer, causing you to snag immediately. I mean, might as well just cut this off, throw it into the weeds, and call it a day if you're gonna be fishing like that. But if we take this and put it on flat, this is gonna bump over much easier, causing less snags. I mean, it's not 100% resistant, but it's better, especially considering it has got the weed guard. Perfect. Next, we have our bluegill football jig here. So I like to take either the minnows or the goat, which is also included in your box. They're both in the color, the deal. Here you can see, they're both a little different. We've got our paddle tail, we've got more kind of like a frog tail. So you can throw either of them. They're both fantastic to throw. It just depends on the action that you want to have. The trailer part here, this comes connected to give you more of that thin kind of back and forth going through the water. Otherwise, this can give you more of a jointed paddling, causing even that much more action. I like throwing that around kind of in the current areas because not only is this blade going to add some vibration, add current into the water, but a little bit extra from the trailer does help. The bass will be able to feel and see it so much better. Same thing, we've got our paddle tail. Love this. Sometimes though, just because the chatter blade on the bait kind of may take away from that stream behind when it comes to the paddle tail, I will cut this off so that it kind of just gives more of a minnow look. And I like that, and it also kind of cuts down the bait a little bit. So it really just depends on you and your preference. I would try it both ways, see what you like better. But one last thing is I really love the blades on both of these baits. So Z-Man is patented to have the blade attached to the jig head. There's no extra wire or O-ring or anything separating the two, causing this bait to have the jig head be hit by the blade. How amazing is that? So that's gonna cause so much more noise on top of the current that is coming from the vibration. So super, super loud. The way that you can know that these are working really well is you'll see that some of the paint even gets chipped up here, and that's completely fine. If anything, that means your jig is working fantastically with the blade. Rods, I like to throw these on with line. I like to throw it on like a medium heavy rod. I personally like to throw it with a bait caster, a little bit more power in the reel. And then no less than a 15-pound test line, whether that's 15-pound mono or fluoro, or doing some kind of like 20 to 15 braid to mono. That's kind of how I like to throw it. And personally, I like to have the mono or fluoro attachment onto that braid. That way the fish won't see the braid as much, but that's how I fish it. So otherwise, take what you just learned from this, go out and fish it yourself, see how you like to fish it, because we all can win here. There's no one way of fishing these baits. So go ahead, try them out, let us know how it works out. Otherwise, if you haven't gotten your Regional Pro subscription yet, I would hit the link down below. Order yours now. They are fantastic. Every single month you get a new set of baits at your doorstep, directly made for where you fish and live within the country. So don't forget to hit the link down below, purchase yours, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you learned something. Thanks for joining. Bye!